Hi, how y'all doing? It is Thursday, June the 6th, 2024. Portal 66. Here in Ontario, Canada, the skies were a bit cloudy in the rising, but now they're blue. We had a lot of funky looking clouds today. Wispy ones. They were kind of pretty. A few cloaked ships. Just, yeah, those, fluffy ones that hide stuff real well. But yeah, not a lot of birds. Just the seagulls. That's what all I've been seeing today, but I haven't gone out anywhere. I stayed home all day. After running into that dark energy person, whatever you want to call it, alien, yesterday, I needed some time to recoup, right? Just in case. I don't want it to be like bang, bang, bang. So yeah. My son here woke me up in the middle of the night in the bathroom, choking, puking, right? So that was the energy for him. He had a rough night. Not me, I slept pretty good other than being woken up by him in the bathroom, right? So, migraine too, he had a migraine. He seems to be getting those a lot lately, right? He's double jobbed. And migraines for me, it's your third eye trying to open. So I'm not sure what to make of that. It's the energy too, right? It's driving people crazy. So if you have a mental illness, it might be like doubly or triply hard for you. People are losing it. They are. There's going to be more suicides, stuff like that, because they just can't handle the incoming communications, right? The stuff's coming out, like about Fosse making up his own rules, and or not knowing where the rules come for the lockdown and shit like this, where he got that information from or whatever, right? Well, he's gone anyway. He's been gitmoed. This is whatever it is in front of a green screen, or whoever it is in front of a green screen. It could be AI, right? Or somebody in a mask. So, or a clone. But yeah, the shit show goes on, right? Until people get fed up with it and they shut it off. And then those people have no power anymore, right? What was today? June 6, 1944 was D-Day in France, right? When, I suppose, what was it? The military of America, or at that time, I guess. I don't know. See, I'm not into war. I don't pay attention. I don't like war. Um, that they won and fought off the Nazis, right? And got kicked them out of France. So I suppose a lot of people or the astrology and stuff like that are expecting the same kind of stuff to happen in the realm, right? But that's not what's going to happen because we're in a different part of space, okay? And the planetary alignments are not exactly the same. So, yeah. And everything manifests for the good because the dark's already lost, right? The minions are just kicking and screaming right now. That's all. Having a temper tantrum. They all need a good spanking. They do. See, I wasn't a big spanker with my 6 children either, right? Only when they almost killed themselves or almost killed each other, right? When it was a matter of life and death, that was the only time, and that's because I didn't know what else to do, right? I reacted too quickly, but I wasn't a big spanker anyway. It was very logical. Put yourself over my knee. We have a vote. How many spanks do you get between 1 and 5, right? And go like that. Never left marks or welts on them. Maybe a red butt for a little bit, but yeah, it went away. But they never did it again. So yeah. I know child rearing's a lot different now than when I was raising my children and when my mother raised me. Didn't do it exactly like my mother raised me either because I didn't like the way she did it, right? But yeah, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. The Schuman today, I believe, is at 47. It is. What was it yesterday? Do you remember? I don't remember. And see, that's a thing too, right? Gaps in our memory, mumbling or fumbling over our words, communication. It is the energy of Gemini, which is what the astrology says we're in right now, right? That's why communication's coming out. That's why everything's starting or being revealed. Because Geminis like to talk. I guess they're chatterboxes, so they like to gossip. Well, my mother was a Gemini, and she liked to gossip, right? She was the one that started all the rumors about me in my hometown. Strange, right? I know. And yeah, I have a friend here. She's a Gemini, and she's a chatterbox too, right? So yeah, they are. So that kind of makes sense. It does. I was watching a tarot card reader. She says that the big thing that's going to roll out is the money system's going to change. So we'll see what that is, right? It's going to be the uh, 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 what is it? What would they try to push on us? Basic income, right? But nothing goes the way they want it to go. So I wouldn't be concerned at all. Not at all, right? Just don't consent to anything. Don't comply and don't consent. Who said they're better than you? Nobody's better than you. Nobody gets to make decisions for you and how you do things and when you do them, right? A lot of people they're so indoctrinated into going to the doctors and stuff like that, right? You get a letter in the mail saying that you need to go to the hospital and have a mammogram or have a checkup on this or a checkup on that, right? No, just no, right? I never do it. I rip that shit up and throw it in the garbage. I don't have a problem with any of those areas. So, no, because they weren't taught properly, and what they do to you is not correct. So don't comply. Don't consent. Right? You look after yourself. Do your inner work, your shadow work. Heal yourself. Right? Because you get rid of your emotions, you tame them, nothing gets stuck in your body. It doesn't. The energy in my house feels a lot lighter since my son left, so I'm glad he's gone for the weekend to his girlfriends, right? I am. He tries to start arguments and stuff with me, and I won't comply, right? I just have a comeback that makes him shut up. It's logical, right? And there's nothing he can do, so he just goes to his room and right? So yeah, it's okay. It is. With all this news coming out and everything, you're going to find a lot of people up in their ego and their tempers are going to be getting out of hand, right? They're going to be freaking out at nothing. So don't be surprised if you go to the store or something like that and you see an old person or somebody else freaking out, being angry, right? Getting triggered over something. My son got triggered last night, right? And I was like, whoa, that triggered you, didn't it? You know what I mean? I said, why are you yelling at me? I didn't do anything. I said, doesn't seem logical at all. What is this supposed to serve? And he shut right up. Because he knew, right? Logic. So, yeah. Plus, he can't get anywhere with me. He doesn't want to fight with me. He really doesn't, right? They don't win. There's no winning, right? That's why I suppose my husbands used to try to off me and beat me up. Because they weren't smart enough to use their words, right? But that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to use your words, use your brain and your heart to communicate, right? Drop that ego bullshit. Yeah. The spiritual signs I seen yesterday too. I wanted to tell you about it, but I was getting downloaded, so I went through my video without saying some stuff that I wanted to say. But the birds I seen, red-winged blackbirds. I was sitting in the truck while that guy was having a sub, and a dragonfly came to the front windshield in front of my driver's side, and stopped and stared right at me, right, for a few minutes. and then buzzed away. That's a spiritual sign, right? And then as we were driving through the countryside, the bush is all covered in trees, right? Like the road, the trees overlap. Um, I've seen a great big bird, right? As I was going down the road, and it flew up off the road and up into a dead tree right above the road, not very high, right? And I was like, what was that? And so we get closer, and I look up, and it was a great big turkey vulture, right? In the bush. And I was like, whoa, that's a big bird. It was. The guy that owns the truck, he was like, yeah, they could all be shot. You should shoot them all. And I was like, why? And he goes, because, well, he was a farmer growing up, right? He says, well, you see, on the farm, when the cow bursts the calf, those buggers will come down, peck its eyes out, and then wait for it to, die and rot, and then they'll go eat it. He said, so maybe they don't all need to be gone, but they need to be thinned out. And I was like, okay, wow, right? Who knew that? I think I remember hearing that a long time ago that they did stuff like that. There's a reason for everything. I imagine the negative energy got a hold of everything that lives on this realm. I do. Everything that has a soul. And critters and creatures have souls. They're just in a different avatar, right? They picked that kind, not this kind. So yeah. I'm not resonating with tarot card readers today at all. But I did meet, or did not meet, I watched a woman on YouTube. Her name is, I can't remember, Priestess Amun Ra. She's awesome. She knows the same stuff I do, right? I just started watching her last month, I think. She's a melanated woman. I can't remember, she's from Jamaica or something like that, but she's in the United States. Yeah, pretty cool. I thought so. High Priestess Amun Ra? Something like that. Next time I see it, I'll write it down so I can tell you if you want to check her out. She knows exact same stuff I do. It's nice to have confirmations like that. When the rest of society thinks you're crazy because they're too close-minded to use their imagination to see anything other than the way they were taught. Right? Yeah. That's why I said, maybe I think they're crazy. I do. I was watching a YouTuber too in Russia there last night, and he went to talk to, or he's a benefactor too. He goes around, well, to make his YouTube channel, right? That's why they do it. He goes around and he went to poor people in Russia, and helps them buy some stuff, whatever, right? So there's this one, he says, go check this one old man, right? Says he talks to aliens. So I thought, cool, let's go check this out. So I watched, right? Sure enough, he lives in a house, an old rundown house all by himself, but he's a very educated man. He was studied and, worked in communications and radio technology. He fixes iPhone, or fixes technology, right? An engineer, I suppose you call him, mechanical engineer. I don't know what you call him. So the guy started talking to him, right? And this man knew stuff that I knew too. I resonated with him, right? He had no electricity or running water, and he didn't want any. He said he likes it better this way because he can see more, right? Which feels, you know what I mean? Intuitively. And yes, aliens and saucer-shaped ships land in his garden. That's why he doesn't plant his garden, right? And he knew about Nasera Jacera, even though he didn't call it that. He said everybody has $9 trillion when they were born with, right? And that's in trust that the government stole from us, and they use it. So that's what we'll be getting back, probably, right? Maybe not everybody, but we shall see. We'll see, right? I know it's a lot, but yeah. And I don't know what the sense of it though is. But I suppose we'll need to use it for a while until people, evolve or ascend enough to not need it. It's like having training wheels on a bicycle. They're still gonna need training wheels. That's a thought. But yeah, and then after he was done talking to him and everything, I realized there was nothing he could do to help this man because this man did not want to be helped, right? He knows what's going on with the NPCs and the clones and everything, right? So the young guy, he's like, well, some people just have mental illnesses, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be kind to them and help them and everything. And I looked at that YouTube, and it was like, yeah, you poor man, you have a mental illness, you know? He was putting it off as the old guy, right? Because he chose to live differently and he thought differently. See what I'm saying? That young man that did that channel, he is so close-minded, right? And I bet you he got the jab, right? Where this old man didn't. So, yeah, it just depends on who you are and how you want to live. Nobody should judge it, right? If I seen the way a lot of people lived, I'd probably be like, yeah, these people are whack. You know what I mean? Because they don't live in love and light, right? They live in I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic is fantastic. Kind of people, you know? But yeah, it's different. Very different. Anything else, Teresa? No, that's it. I've been, it keeps on coming to my mind about the Great Wall of China, all right? What really happened? Why was it really there, right? They say it was the friggin', what you call him? Genghis Khan or whatever like that, right? And his, to save the China from his people or whatever like that. I don't believe that at all. They've never found his grave, for one thing. They haven't found a body. All they have is words in a book. And we know about that, don't we? History's a lie. It's his story. When it's her story, it'll become truth again, but it's his story right now, right? So, yeah, I wonder what it was really used for, right? Parasites. We were all invaded by parasites. I watched this guy, Mud Fossil University, and he showed how parts of the land in, or was it North Africa, where there was a giant dragon that had died there. Its throat had been slit, and it turned into part of the landscape, like with the giants, right? Like we're talking the 2,300 foot giants and stuff like this, right? And I seen it, right? And when they killed it, all the stuff that oozed out of its body turned into poison. And I guess the dragons were full of parasites, and it went into the ocean, right? You can see where the fluids of the body drained out onto the land and the waterways and stuff like that. So we were we were invaded by parasites. I remember watching this old Chinese movie, and it was about a kingdom in Asia somewhere, and these people, this bad guys, got a hold of some parasites, and they slipped it into the emperors at the time. I don't know if they were called emperors, so into their food or their drink, and they became crazy and started trying to eat people and stuff like this. And they would off them, and then they would just, reanimate and come back, right? So you had to like completely destroy them, kind of thing. And like whole cities and villages and landscapes were devastated by these, right? Because the parasites just keep on infecting because they have a lifespan. They have a certain way that they have to reprocreate and stuff like this, right? So I was thinking that it might have been a possibility, right? I don't know. It's a mystery, remember? We're in a fairy tale gone wrong. So what do you think? Right? Have you been running into people like I have with really dark energy that freaks you out, right? Because you look at them and they totally look so wicked, right? You can see the darkness in them. If you have, put it in my comments. Is it just me? Maybe it's because I'm super sensitive and I'm seeing it before other people are. I don't know, right? But yeah, I see it my son too sometimes. Only it's not dark, it's red. It's like his head goes in a circle, right? I was thinking about when I rose today. And I was like, what would that be? What kind of an alien would that be, right? But like I said before, the source most high doesn't give me more than I can handle. So right now it just confuses me. I'm not sure what to make of it, right? No tornado. The warning went away. The winds died down. So yeah, no thunderstorms. See? AI screwed up again. Right? We're supposed to be 2 days of thunderstorms. Yesterday and today, nada. Not a dang thing. So I'm grateful. I am. I heard the kids in the neighborhood today after school. They sound like they're all in an angry mood. They're all out there screaming. Right? Not a planes, not a scream when they're playing. A scream like they're fighting. So, yeah. It's the energy. Right? Shit's coming out. And it's going to be affecting the psyche of all the people that took the job. Because they'll realize that they made a big mistake. Right? They did. We tried to warn them. We did. We tried to help. But they called us names. Like, you're crazy. Right? You're a conspiracy theorist. Right? You know what I mean? So, won't be able to stay in denial for very much longer. Let's put it that way. Alright? Yeah. Ascension symptoms. How are you feeling today? I've had a lot of pressure on my third eye, my crown chakra. Right? Other than that, well, my left side's still trying to twist up. But I put on a copper bracelet yesterday and it seemed to help. I wore it all day. See? Copper. Copper and what is it? Hematite are very powerful metals right now. Crystals, whatever. What do you call them? Elements to be using for protection. For the electricity that they're pumping out and shit like that. Or they're messing with, I should say, because we're electrical, right? I read a thing too. We don't breathe in oxygen, we breathe in electricity or ether. Right? Yeah. Alright, that's all for today. I'm just going to have a quiet night, I hope, if that's what Source wants, right? I just plan on having a quiet evening, watch on YouTube, getting some good sleep, I'm hoping, and we'll see what tomorrow brings, right? So stay positive, okay? What's the one thing in your life that would make you the happiest? Mine's love. Divine love match. And you know what? I don't think I've really ever had a good friend. I don't. Like somebody I can trust 100%. That doesn't try to lead me astray. So yeah. But it is what it is. What's meant to be is meant to be. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sending you love. Good health. Joy. Right? I love you all's consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye.